8 people are against the proposed development for Riverland Oaks and Central Park on James Island until drainage and flood issues are resolved and meet the 2013 Stormwater Manual requirements. One person.
Thank you, Mayor and Council, for your service. And we hired Dr. Emmerman to tell us how exactly the Central Park Cluster subdivision by the Crescent Homes wouldn't cause more flooding harm in our area. In addition to Dr. Emmerman's important finding that Central Park Cluster Stormwater Plan design is not in compliance with the 2013 Stormwater Guidelines, if the city permits the building of the subdivision contiguous to properties that already flood due to poor maintenance and insufficient pipes and the system inadequately serviced over decades and presently by the county, the state, and the city, our common enemy doctrine rights will be infringed upon. In South Carolina, the common enemy doctrine right water law follows that it is what is known as common enemy doctrine. Landowners can dispose of surface water, which is everyone's common enemy, providing it doesn't create nuisance for a neighboring landowner. The particular developer has a history of flooding out other contiguous neighbors in the county. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Harriet, read this.
Can you hear me?
Now we can, yes.
First of all,
hello, this is Michael. I'm sorry.
First of all, I'd like to say that my hat is off to all of you for your service to the city. I've been following the meetings since early this afternoon, and you really do a great job. Thank you. Number one, I support removing the cluster ordinance from the zoning code. There's just too many problems with it. Next, I am opposed to the accessory dwelling units ordinance because it may mean in some instances that you are not supporting the density figures as written in the zoning code. And finally, I ask that you stop any permitting on the Central Park cluster. Our consultant, Dr. Emmerman, who has 40 years experience in the field of hydrology, has found that the 2013 Stormwater Manual has not been followed. He also recommends that no developments occur until the Central Park Basin recommendations are implemented and proven to work. Thank you. And again, thank you very sincerely for your service.
Okay. So that will be Carol Green.
Yes, this is Carol.
Okay,
Can
Carol.
you hear me?
Yes.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
I live in Marlborough subdivision on James Island, which is in the city. And with every new development, the flooding of our property is increasing. This is most evident recently in the development of Fleming Park on Fleming Road. You see, the 2013 stormwater regulations were not followed regarding not exceeding the downstream capacity. Yet now here we are again with the proposed Central Park cluster, and the engineers are telling us that the models work. But the hydrologists hired to complete the independent study that concluded that the 2013 stormwater regulations again are not being followed. I would like to ask you to please consider delaying any further permitting on the Central Park cluster until the Central Park Basin study is completed and implemented to see if it actually.
Susan Milliken.
I'm here. Can y'all hear me?
Yes, you may start.
Good evening, Mayor Tecklenburg and City Council members. For several months now, residents of Marlborough and Laurel Park neighborhoods have been concerned about the Central Park cluster proposal of 38 homes. The reason why is because right now when it rains on James Island, these neighborhoods severely flood. The Aspire apartments were built across the street. That is 135 units. Another cluster neighborhood is nearby with 30 homes about to be under construction. The residents have known that their stormwater and wastewater infrastructure cannot handle any more homes. But an expert hydrologist recently confirmed this in a well-written report. We ask that the Central Park cluster proposal not be approved at this time, be delayed until recommendations for flooding fixes can be implemented. Additionally, we ask that the cluster zoning be removed from the Sea Islands, that is James and John's Islands. And thank you so much. And just as a last note, Vanessa, thank you so much for your service over the years. We so appreciate you. And please save the iconic smokestacks. Thank you.
Tanya, Theodosia.
Theodosia.
Okay.
I'm part of Laurel Park community, and we are asking, my neighbors and I, that the city of Charleston not permit the Central Park Cluster project. Given the fact that the stormwater infrastructure in our area is not properly documented, and in places its maintenance and condition is so poor that it already floods in our streets and in our homes. We have Lake Mohawk when it rains, and it doesn't have to rain much. The stormwater expert that we hired, Dr. Emmerman, found that the 2013 stormwater guidelines were not followed for this project, and we recommend that the city should wait for the Central Park Basin study to be implemented and tested and field tested again to be sure that it's working before permitting on any development occurs. And let me say thank you so much to the city, and I so enjoyed listening to the judge and the other people getting the awards. I was just very proud to be a part of this city. So thank